desert. They told him. To explain their connection, the first two verses were put in by the recensionists. Listen where the meeting between the Yaka and the traders then took place and how the well-spoken conversation was conducted by one and another, and all of you do listen to it. He who was named King Payasi, a companion of the earth devas, renowned, he, rejoicing in his own mansion, a non-human being, addressed the men, saying, in a crooked forest where no men go, in a waterless desert with little to eat, where it is very difficult to travel in the midst of a sandy tract, and where men may lose their wits through fear of uncertainty. Not here are fruits or roots. There are no provisions. How then is there food here? There is nothing but dust and sand of pitiless scorching heat. A barren waste like a scorched iron pot, bereft of benefit like a world beyond, once the camp of brigands, an accursed district. And you, by what cause impelled, what desiring, to this place, indeed, are you come in great haste together from greed, from fear, or have you lost the way? Then the traders said, caravan men in Magadha and Ariga, we loaded plenteous wares to go to Sindhu and Sovira lands, needing wealth, seeking gain. Unable to endure the thirst by day and with compassion for our bullocks, at this pace we all have come faring along the way at a wrong time, by night. Badly we strayed and missed the way, we were confused like blind men lost in a forest. Amid a sandy tract extremely difficult to traverse, our minds bewildered, we know not the direction. Now, seeing what has not been seen before, a fine mansion, and you, Yaka, now for life again with hope arise. Because we have seen we are glad, happy, joyful. Again the Deva youth asked. And this sandy waste extends beyond the sea. The road a rugged path of stakes to be trodden with a creeper rope. Again there are rivers and inaccessible places among the rocks. Many are the districts you go through for the sake of wealth. Entering the territories of other kings, looking on men of other land, that which you have heard or gain that which you have also seen, of this wonder, dear friends, we will hear from you. The traders, thus asked by the Deva youth, said, nothing more wonderful than this, Prince, have we heard or either have we seen. Surpassing all earthly things, we never tire of seeing your perfect beauty. Lotus pools are in constant flow in the sky, abounding in blossoms with many white lotuses, and these trees ever bearing fruit waft exceedingly fragrant scents around. 100 pillars of beryl on high and the long plinths of rock crystal and coral, of cat's eyes and rubies, these pillars are made of brilliant jewels. 1,000 pillars unequaled in majesty, this goodly mansion crowning them within of various jewels, the railings are of gold. It is beautifully covered with shining plates. This, resplendent as molten gold of the Jambona River, with terraces and stairways and landings well polished, strong and lovely and very well fitted, is exceedingly pleasurable and delightful. Within the jewelled is abundant food and drink. Surrounded by a throng of nymphs, resounding with kettle drums, musical instruments, you are reverenced with salutations and praise. Being enlivened by a throng of women on the delightful glorious terrace of the mansion. You of unimaginable magnificence, furnished with everything good, enjoy yourself like King Vesavana in Nalini. Now, are you a Deva or are you a Yaka or the Lord of Devas in human form? The traders, the caravan men, are asking you. Tell us, what is your name? Are you a Yaka? That Deva youth now made himself known and said, I am a Yaka named Sarasaka, warder am I of sandy tracks in the desert. I supervise this quarter and then that, carrying out the commands of King Vesavana. Now the traders, asking about his deeds, said, by luck obtained by you or risen in fulfillment or by hard work or by the devas given. The traders, the caravan men, are asking you. How was this delight obtained by you? The Deva youth, rejecting these four alternatives, spoke a verse indicating that it was merit itself. not by luck obtained by me nor risen in fulfillment, not by hard work nor indeed by devas given. By my own blameless deeds or merit was this delight obtained by me. The traders asked about the nature of the merit. What was your vow, or what was your practice of celibacy? Or what good practice is this the resultant? The traders, the caravan men are asking you. How was this mansion obtained by you? The Deva youth, again rejecting these, but showing what had been his own accumulated merit, said, My name was Payasi. When I held away over the Kosalans, I was not believing in morals and traditional beliefs, was miserly, of evil habit, and I was believing that there is no life after death, then. And there was a monk, Buddha Kassapa, one who had heard much, an eloquent speaker, splendid. He made for me then a talk on Dharma, he drove out the twisted views from me. When I had heard that talk of his on Dharma, I declared the status of lay follower. Restrained from killing of creatures was I shunned what in the world was not given, was no drinker of liquor, and I spoke not lies, and was content with my own wife. That was my vow and that was my practice of celibacy. Of that good practice is this the resultant. By these very deeds or merit, not evil, meritorious, was this mansion obtained by me. Then the traders, seeing the Deva youth and his mansion, having faith in the fruit of deeds, spoke 2 verses making known their own faith as regards the fruit of deeds. Indeed, men of wisdom spoke the truth. Not otherwise is the world of sages. Wherever a doer of merit goes, there he rejoices in his heart's desire. Wherever is grief and lamentation, death and bonds and misery, there a doer of evil goes, and never is he freed from a bad rebirth. While they were speaking, ripe sarissa pod fell from the tree at the gate of the mansion and the Deva youth seemed saddened. The traders, seeing him, spoke a verse. The crowd is as one bewildered and for this moment is disturbed as thoughts stuck in the mud. Prince, from where has come discontent to you and to this crowd? When he had heard him, the Deva youth said, These sarissa groves, dear sirs, waft around Deva like scents and fragrance. These are wafted into this mansion, by day and night dispelling the gloom. Of these, after 100 years have passed, one pod opens. 100 human years have gone by since I arose here in this group. Then the traders, comforting him, said, How should one like you grieve who for so long such a mansion without any equal, has possessed? Surely it is only those who, slender in merit, have arisen to a lesser who should grieve. The Deva youth, comforted, accepting their words, spoke a verse. Befitting to me is this exhortation and that you spoke these that are words of regard to me. But now, dear sirs, warded by me, do you set forth for that safety you desire. The traders, showing their gratitude, spoke the verse. When we have arrived in Sindhu and Sovira lands, needing wealth, seeking gain, with plenteous gifts as is proper, we will great honor to sarissa pay. But the Deva youth, refusing a great offering, urging upon them what to do, spoke a verse. Do not pay honor to sarissa and all will come to be for you as you said. You must shun evil deeds and resolutely determine on the practice of Dharma. Pointing out to them as an example and praising the qualities of that lay follower to whom he was eager to extend his portion and safety, he spoke the verse. There is a lay follower in this company, learned, one who observes the moral precepts and vows, a believer and generous and lovable, sensible, content, and wise. He would not speak a lie intentionally, he would not contemplate another's harm, nor utter divisive defamatory speech, but would be of gentle, kindly speech. Reverent, respectful, trained, not evil or cleansed in higher morality. And he, this man of noble life, maintains his mother and father by means of Dharma. I think he seeks for riches for the sake of his parents, not because of himself, and that, after his parents are no more, tending towards renunciation he will practice celibacy. Straight, not crooked, not crafty, not deceitful, he would settle nothing by means of a pretext. One such as this, a doer of deeds well done, firm in Dharma, how should he obtain suffering? Question mark. For this reason I have shown myself. Therefore, traders, you should follow Dharma. But for him you might have become ashes here, confused like blind men lost in a forest. It is easy for another to assail him. Happy indeed is a meeting with a good man. The traders, anxious to know the full description of the person spoken of in general terms, said, "Who now is it, and what work does he do? What name does he bear, and what is his clan? We too, Yaka, are anxious to see him for whom out of compassion you are come here. Indeed it is a gain for him whom you hold dear." Now the Deva youth, showing him by name and clan, said, "That barber, bearing the name of Sambhava, a lay follower, who lives by brush and blade, know you this man, your attendant? You shall not ridicule me, for he is a good man." Then the traders, recognizing him, said, "We do know him of whom you speak, Yaka, but we did not know him as such a one. We too will now pay homage to him, Yaka, having heard your lofty words." Now, in order to exhort them after making them enter his mansion, he spoke a verse. "Whatever men there be in this caravan, youths, old men, and those who are middle-aged, let them one and all ascend into the mansion, let them the miserly see the fruit of merit." All those who were there, saying I am first, having put the barber in front there, all ascended into the mansion, which was like Vasava's Masakasara. All those who were there, saying I am first, announced the status of a lay discipleship. They were restrained from making killing of creatures, they shunned what in the world was not given, they were not drinkers of liquor and did not tell lies, they were content each with his own wife. All those who were there, saying I am first, announced the status of lay discipleship. The caravan sped forth with repeated rejoicing by means of the psychic potency of the Yaka and with his approval. These, going to Sindhu and Sovira lands, needing wealth, seeking gain, returned unharmed to Patalaputta when the business was completed with abundant gain. Going along safely each to his own house, rejoined by their children and wives, joyous, happy, delighted, they performed superb festival in Saris's honor, they built the Sarasaka residence. Such is the nature of association with good men. Of great advantage is association with those with qualities in Dharma. For the sake of one lay follower all the beings became happy. Vimanavathu. Sunikkhita's mansion. The Bhagava was staying at Savatthi, in Jeta Grove. At that time, as spoken of above, the venerable Elder Monk Maha-Moggallana, on a deva tour, came to the realm of the 33. A deva youth who had been standing at the door of his own mansion approached the elder with great reverence. In the past, when a golden thupa, a yojana in size, had been erected over the relics of the Buddha Kassapa, the fourfold assembly used to go from time to time with offering. A certain lay disciple, having offered flowers there, also rearranged some others that were badly arranged and offered them afresh. Taking them as an object for mation and recollecting the qualities of the teacher, he placed their merit in his heart. When later he died, by the power of this very deed he was reborn in a 12-yojana golden mansion in the realm of the 33, and great was his retinue. Then the venerable Elder Monk Maha-Moggallana asked him in these verses. Lofty is this mansion with jeweled shafts, a dozen yojanas all round, there are 700 splendid pinnacled halls and lovely pillars of beryl spread over with the gleaming metal. There do you dwell and drink and eat while deva-like lutes, RK melody. Here are deva-like flavors, the 5 kinds of sense pleasures, and women decked in gold to dance. Because of what is your beauty such? Because of what do you prosper here, and there arise whatever are those delights that are dear to your heart? Question mark. I ask you, Deva of great majesty, what merit did you perform when you were born a human being? Because of what is your brilliant majesty thus and your beauty illumines all the quarters. That Deva youth spoke in verses of the deed he had done. Explaining it, the recensionists said, that Deva youth, delighted at being questioned by Moggallana when asked the question, explained of what deed this was the fruit. Having arranged well a badly arranged garland, having placed it at the well-farer's thupa, I am of great psychic potency and of great majesty, furnished with deva-like sense pleasures. Because of this is my beauty such, because of this do I prosper here and there arise whatever are those delights that are near to my heart. Because of this is my brilliant majesty thus and my beauty illumines all the quarters.